Today is the day. Today we finish up the 2007 STI project. You guys saw us build it on the channel, but we just finished it in the nick of time right before SEMA, but there's still a ton of mods that we have to do. And in today's episode, we're gonna be completely transforming the interior. We've got the boys from Opalite Optics here, and we have a few other special mods we're gonna be adding before it's gonna be given away to one of you guys. And remember that every dollar you spend on our website is actually gonna give you 3 entries to win this car and a check for $20,000. Now we're running that 3 times entries for a very limited time, so hop on over to the site, check it out, get those entries in before it's too late. Antonio,
whoa,
what up?
What up, dude?
How's the Civic? I see
it's great, bro. I added a couple treats.
Let's go look. Let's see what you got. Was this you? What is this? What's this burnout? Who is that?
Oh, dude, this.
Whoa! All right. I see some new door panels you're working on.
Seriously.
Dude, what is this?
Whoa!
Screen on there? That's cool.
That is cool.
It looks factory.
That does look. Oh, you got the neons in the door.
Push to start, man.
Oh,
that's good.
Very cool. If you haven't seen this build, a couple weeks ago we did this for Antonio. He came in here with a red miscolored EK Civic, and now it's this electron blue pearl color. It looks awesome. Suspension, brakes dialed in. It runs now. It's been a runner. Have you had any issues with it?
Except for this, probably not.
What'd you do?
No, I broke it.
Oh, wow. Very cool. So he's got some new mods going in. Antonio also started doing ambient lighting in cars. So if you want to check out Antonio's stuff, I'll put his Instagram right here. Go check him out. Book them for your next car. And today, we're actually just going to be doing suede. We decided to not do stars in this one, but we are going to be replacing this headliner. So this is the original headliner from 2007. It's got some damage on it, and it's just overall a little bit dingy, a little bit dirty. So we decided to go with a nice all gray suede. The reason why we chose gray is because some of the interior plastics and panels are not black. If you run a black headliner with the gray plastics, it kind of looks, sometimes it looks a little bit weird. And you can paint those plastics, but they're typically destined to peel or chip, and sometimes it just doesn't look good. So I think the gray looks really good. We did gray suede in a different Subi of ours, and it turned out to be one of my favorite mods we did on the entire build. So without further ado, I'm gonna turn over the camera to Antonio and Andy, and we're gonna show you guys how it's done. Give me step 1, disassembly.
So, first thing you do, take off the panels. Second step you do, boss the guy that takes off the panels. Third step, remove the headliner. That's what we're gonna do right now. All right, so we just finished the suede conversion, well, gray suede conversion on this Subaru STI. Went ahead and did the front, the middle, the rear pillars, as well as the headliner, and it is exactly what this car needed for a nice little upgrade to give it that OEM plus look. So you guys can check it out.
Super Skate Decks are live right now in throtl.com. Don't forget, guys, this thing is very limited. Every dollar you spend, we're gonna give you guys 3 entries for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Every dollar you spend, we'll give you 3 entries to win a beautiful STI, $20,000 in cash. So don't forget, go to throtl.com, pick up a skate deck, pick up some car parts, and hopefully I'll be handing one of you guys the keys. Next up for the STI, we have a bunch of nice interior pieces to put together. We have a replacement glove box. We have a couple of shift boots for the shifter, e-brake, and armrest. We have brand new pieces from Subaru to replace the existing not so good looking pieces. And then we have, of course, the floor mats. Now let's get all of these new parts installed. A lot of screws. Wow, it works. Ta-da! All right, glove box on. What should we do next? These 3 pieces? Actually, I'll do the boot too. So maybe we can start by taking this off, and then we'll do all 3, both boots, and then there's a cover that goes over this as well. And then once those 3 pieces are done, then we'll put this thing back together. Sounds like a better plan. versus new. Now we gotta transfer the hazard button to this one. I'll clean it the best as I can, and I'll put it in here, and it should look just fine. About done, buddy, with the center part, the shift boot one. Make sure it's so tight, doesn't come off. It's really cool because it has like blue stripes on it. The original one, it was just all black. And this feels, oh, it is real leather. The original one, it doesn't feel like leather. So this is actually a better material and it's gonna look way better for the car. And it's brand new. Sick! That's looking proper now. That's looking proper. All right, center console on the STI is looking brand new again. It's time for me to put the center lid back on and that back in here. But you broke that, so that may not go in right now. The last piece to the puzzle is gonna be the floor mats. Let's get it. That should look pretty cool. I like this. That literally just completes the interior. And last but not least, bam, passenger side.
All right, the STI is officially finished. 100% done, and we're gonna take it for a little drive here, boys.
Yeah, she's finally completed. Inside out, engine-wise, everything is done.
This car looks so much better than it did. It feels so much better than it did. This thing was in pretty rough shape when we got it initially. What's really cool is doing this car literally right after we did an Evo. We just did the Evo, and this is almost the same year, actually. Very similar.
It is, very similar years.
So it's cool to drive them back to back, because I've never driven an Evo and an STI at the same, like almost at the same time.
Yeah, especially like the same month.
Know? So really cool. They drive very differently, which is really interesting to me.
Yep.
Even though they're like on paper very similar cars.
And they sound completely different.
Yes, so that's one thing with the Subaru is, one, you get the rumble, but two, you get so much more turbo noise.
Yep.
Especially with the Cobb exhaust and the Cobb intake we have on this. You get so much induction noise. The Evo is very quiet until you really get into boost, but this thing is making turbo noises at any throttle, any power level, on the way up, on the way down.
Okay, Quinn. Okay, buddy.
Woo! It's just a whoosh.
One of the big difference about this car is like when we first got it, it was not doing this.
No, it definitely wasn't. It definitely
wasn't.
It definitely wasn't.
It feels so good. It sounds so good.
It didn't take a lot for it to sound like
No.
this, which is really cool. It feels so much better. We redid the braking system, which helped a lot because it had a soft pedal when we got it initially.
Yeah, it did.
The new brake pads, the brake rotors.
Yep. They're EBC pads and rotors, and then the brakes are the original STI brake calipers, but they were looking kind of funky.
And they work so well.
Yeah.
The EBCs have so much bite in them, and the pedal feels so good now. And the other thing I like about these, and kind of 90s cars in general, 90s JDM cars, is the braking systems are so like completely overbuilt from the factory.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So what is this, 4-piston up front, 2-piston in the back?
Correct. 4 and 2,
And
yeah.
the Evo was the same way.
I
And
think it has the same calipers, to be honest.
yeah, the Skylines are the same way. The FDRX7,
The
huge
FCs.
freaking braking kit from the factory is ridiculous, which is really cool. We also did white line control arms, we did BC coilovers, we did sway bars, we did every single bushing and ball joint in the entire front end. It feels so freaking sharp. Before, it was making a lot of noises it shouldn't have been making, and now this thing is so refined.
Yeah, we did BC
feels so
coilovers
good.
as well, and you can tell the difference, because before, whenever you're like, right now we just hit a really big dip. When we first got this car, you would hit a pothole, and it would just sound like,
It sounded like the shock tower was about to come out of the car.
yeah, it sounded really bad. Now you hit a pothole, you can barely hear it or feel it.
It is so freaking
feels so
stable.
good.
It feels so refined. It feels so good.
This is a perfect daily driver.
I did
as
not.
it is right now.
I did not like how the chassis felt when we got the car, but now it feels really freaking good. It didn't feel settled. It didn't feel stable. It made a lot of bad noises, and it wasn't very confidence-inspiring. But now the car's changed completely.
Then we also got one-off set of wheels from Motegi's.
Yeah.
We have, of course, the Falcon tires.
Falcon tires, amazing.
We got the flares.
Carlton flares, that was
Yep.
another thing I wanted to touch on, is
Yep.
this car looks so freaking good now. I wasn't a big fan of it, but now it kind of picked up this GC8 look.
Yeah,
with the wing on it,
yeah.
and the Carlton flares, and the offset, and the stance, and the hood especially. The hood makes a huge
I know,
difference.
dude.
All of the carbon
when the
skirts
car
that
first
use
showed
are
up,
right.
it looked like a WRX. Like it did
yeah.
not look like an STI.
Did not
like
look
an
like an
STI has like a stand, has the wing, it has the bright color on the body itself, and then it has the golden brake calipers.
Yeah.
And all that stands out from an STI. And this car had none of that. It
didn't,
had a bad
yeah.
paint job. It had no spoiler.
It had a dinky little roof wing, and then it had
It
the
did.
STI hood.
but it didn't have the trunk spoiler.
No, it didn't.
So right there, automatically, it already looks like a WRX. And then the calipers they weren't gold. They were
neon.
They
right?
were like,
They were like
fluorescent
super bad,
yellow,
faded
and they were
neon,
extremely
yeah.
dirty. So it just looks so bad. And then now with with the fresh paint job, the both spoilers, roof
Yeah.
spoiler and the trunk spoiler. From Sabon, the carbon fiber hood, the Carlton flares, everything painted, the calipers painted,
Aero
the
mirrors.
wheels, like everything just like, as soon as it was done and we put it on the ground, I was like, now that's an STI. Inside, we had the headliner done, A pillar,
Yes.
B pillar, C pillar.
Really nice.
Yeah, Opelite. We got Cobb access port.
access
Every
port's a nice
trim
touch.
in
Yeah.
the center has been completely replaced by brand new
looks so
OEM
much
parts.
better.
Everything looks brand new here. We have the cardboard short shifter. All the bushings for the shifter have been replaced, and this thing feels phenomenal. It feels so good. It feels so stiff. Every gear is not extremely notchy, which I like notchy shifters, but it's notchy enough for me to be like, it's like a perfect shifter.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
My favorite piece in the interior that we've done is actually the carpets.
Oh, yeah, the
changed
carpets are
everything
sick.
for me.
It has
I-
this JDM style race vibe on it.
I
It looks
was
so good.
not a big fan of the blue.
It
The
did
blue
have-
carpet
it did have blue
on
carpets,
everything.
yeah.
It was, for me, like, I get that it's a factory option, but for me it kind of feels a little tacky almost.
Well, if there would have been like a brand new blue, it probably would have looked different.
Okay,
But-
yeah.
But this
that's
one
fair.
looked like it was so faded.
It was
so
busted.
dirty.
It was really busted.
There was no fixing it either. There was no fixing
Yeah.
it. They were just done. But I really like this option. It looks really good.
We did a lot to
Everything,
this
yeah.
freaking thing, man.
Yeah, we did.
Changed this car a lot. Oh my god. The freaking visibility in these things is ridiculous.
Yeah, really good.
The Evo is the same way. She's money, dude.
Dude, it feels so good on the
This
front
thing's
leg.
ready to go.
You would think like this thing would be bouncy and stuff, but it's perfect.
That's what I love about the BCs, dude. Is you can
Yeah.
tune them however you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Adjustable damping, you can get the spring rate exactly where you want it, and you can get the ride height independent. So it's like a lot of the coilovers, if you want to lower it, you lose your preload. You lose how
Yeah,
the spring
yeah,
plays.
yep.
BCs are not a single kit they sell is like that, which is really cool. This is a solid track car if you want to take it on the track. Solid daily driver, 100%. 4-door, way to go.
Yeah, this thing on
Really
the
good.
track will be amazing. Having the Falcon RT660s, having the oil cooler from Ishimoto and the radiator from Ishimoto, this thing is literally
It's gonna
ready
be
to
a
go.
ripper on the track.
Oh yeah,
dude.
dude. It's ready to
Yeah.
go. It is so awesome that somebody can just win this car. Dude. Oh, not only do they get this car, but on top of that, they get $20,000.
First drive in the STI since it's been complete.
I honestly have not been in this thing much at all.
You remember
So-
when we brought it?
Yeah, it was a
Everything was
nugget.
pretty tired. All of the new OEM trims made such a difference. These were all super scratched up. And we've got the Cartboy shifter, we've got new boots, we've got a lot of new mods. So let's see how she feels.
I can already tell the suspension is in much better shape than it was.
It was very floaty and we had super old tires.
Yeah, bigger scoop on the hood looks really cool.
Ooh,
Makes some good noises already.
it does make good noises. All right.
It's nothing better than boost.
So this marks, I think, like our 6th or 7th Subaru.
Yeah,
This
we've
is
done a
like
lot.
kind of the unicorn, the Hawkeye. I think this is like the most favored STI, but I will say they're all pretty much the same. The inside at least.
They feel the same for sure.
and they sound the same.
I preferred the hatch we did.
The hatch was cool.
Just
yeah.
from an overall look, I think that's more of the sort of the favored one, I think.
I love the aero mirrors on this car, and you actually can see out of them, which a lot of them you can't.
A lot of aero mirrors
Yeah.
were made for right-hand drive only, so that when
Yeah.
you put them on, you can't see very well. These were made for this car specifically. So left-hand drive configuration, you can actually see. All right, the runway. Oh, all right.
The sound is great.
That's
It was super quiet before. The brakes work really good as well.
Yeah, Definitely grabbing
The car feels great. So when we first got this car, it had all OEM suspension stuff. Factory sway bars, everything was from 2007.
I mean, it was basically factory, right?
It was
for the
almost
most part.
entirely stock, yeah. It actually had stock exhaust and everything. And now it's got all the white line goodies. Oh yeah.
Snappy little shifter.
Yeah, the shifter's great. The Carboy shifter's great. We got all new bushings in here. Man, this thing's fun now. This Civic would move out of the way.
Yeah. Slow Civics.
It sounds so cool.
It feels like it has some punch.
Yeah.
There we go. Open her up.
Oh yeah. I love the little.
Wow.
And that's factory blow-off valve too.
That's the factory blow valve?
Yeah. Just the new Cobb intake and the Cobb exhaust just kind of opened everything up a little bit.
If I were to define this car from sitting in the passenger seat, I would
Yeah.
say it's a tuned car, but it's refined and mature.
Yeah, it feels really nice. Like everything is stout feeling. It actually gives you confidence to drive it now, whereas before it was very floaty. You got good tires on it, good brakes, good suspension.
Before it was bad.
We also have the Cobb Stage 1 tune, so a little bit extra power that it was a little bit down on before. It feels great, but it's not overly aggressive. Like you could totally drive this car every day. This is a really nice daily driver. It feels so much better than it did. Wow.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm just sitting in the passenger seat. I can only imagine what it feels like behind the wheel.
Feels like a proper Subaru now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got just enough to puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, and the sounds are great. The sounds are, when we got it, it was quiet.
Yeah.
Everything was loose, like I said, and it just didn't make a lot of noise. Now it makes all the right boost noises.
And was this factory, this gauge?
Yeah, it's factory boost gauge, yeah.
Man, the Carboy shifter,
It's good, isn't
I think
it?
it's like free horsepower.
Yeah.
It makes the car feel faster just the way
It even sounds good, too. It sounds like a
click,
rifle, yeah.
Click, click. Definitely got a lot of response.
Yeah.
Handles the road bumps pretty well too for coilovers.
Yeah. So this has got the BC DS series coilovers, which is a little bit of an upgrade from the BR we normally do. And then we've got white line everything. So white line front and rear sway bars and new control arms as well. All new bushings everywhere. So it's got quite a bit of new upgrades on it.
It's cool. A lot of times when you get the direct steering feel like we have in this, you get that dartiness where it just kind of wants to dart all over the place. But this feels super refined, actually.
And one other thing that I think it does well is usually when you upgrade a lot of the suspension stuff, if you do a lot of really aggressive bushings, you get a ton of vibration, and it doesn't feel like that at all. Like it really does feel like a street car that's just more capable now.
Yeah, the reason why the factory uses rubber is it doesn't translate all that vibration to the passengers. But in a sports car, you kind of want some of that.
Yeah, I think we get the right amount. Oh yeah.
It's nice and smooth.
I know. Yeah. It gets up and goes, man. It's fun. I like it.
I'm actually pretty impressed.
Yeah. Like you said, I think it's like the perfect amount. Can't get in too much trouble, but you can still get in a little bit of trouble for sure with this.
It definitely gets up to speed pretty quickly. Very, very well put together. The guys did an awesome job with this. And it even has the looks to go with it, which is cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's like not overly crazy, but the little flares with the wider wheels and tires.
Classic,
sort of the
man.
historical sort of gold on the wheels. And I love these Motegi wheels. This is one of my favorite wheels they make.
I think it's cool too because the car is not too slammed. So like,
yeah, I mean, I'm throwing it into these corners and it's no problem at all.
Yeah, handles great.
No rubbing.
Yeah.
No dramas.
You don't have to worry about like parking lots and stuff like that. It's ready to go, man.
But all in all, I think the car is awesome. Man, ready for a new owner. It's pretty amazing. Another one bites the dust.
This is number 27. So this is the 27th car that we've given away. If you guys are new to our channel, we give away a car every quarter. So we build it on the YouTube channel. We mod it with all sorts of parts that you can buy on our website, showing you guys that it's really not that difficult. It just takes a lot of planning and you can put together a really nice package and you don't need to make 800 horsepower or something like that. And then we give it away to one of you guys. So if you are interested in taking home this car and a check for 20 grand, check out the link in the video description. Buy some car parts, buy some merchandise. We got a ton of new merch on the site. And hey, you could be the winner.
It's the holiday season.
Yeah,
get your friends some gifts. Get your family some gifts off the site.
And you never know. Like the last winner, Yu Yang bought his buddy a steering wheel, and he won an A90 Supra and a check for 20 grand. So
What a legend.
I think that's gonna be it for today's YouTube episode. If you guys like this video, please leave us a comment down below. Give us a big like. See you guys in the next one.
All right, now get out of here so I can go drive this by myself.
Later.